What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a hot minute since I've posted any vlogs. Life has been crazy. Today is actually baby shower number 2 here in Florida with all of our friends and Wade's family. I'm super excited, and I was told I can't get there early. I can't help, so I'm just now starting to get ready. I have about 45 minutes to get ready, which sounds like enough time. So I think it's gonna be enough. I'm gonna put my makeup on, get dressed, ready to go, and I figured I would update you guys on how pregnancy has been, since I literally haven't updated you guys in like 10 weeks, I think, which is a really long time. So I'm currently 34 weeks pregnant today, to the day, so insane. Shoot, I guess let me just start from how I've been feeling. So over the last few weeks, I feel like my energy has been pretty good. I think my mental state has been pretty good. A little bit of stressful things here and there, but like that's just life. It's nothing that's like detrimental. In regards to baby's appointments, everything's looking good. Baby girl's growing. She's on track. Last appointment we had was this week, and my belly measurement is accurate with where I'm at now. So I'm measuring at like 34 weeks. At her ultrasound a couple weeks ago at 33 weeks, she was measuring 2 weeks ahead and at roughly 5 pounds. That was a little shocking because, you know, I still have so long to go. But Wade was a big baby and I was a big baby. So I feel like genetically, she might be pretty big. So I'm just kind of mentally preparing myself for that. We have another 4D ultrasound on Monday because they messed up our previous one before that, so we're getting a free one. I'm so excited I get to see her again. So hopefully I'll have a more accurate weight and stuff like that when that comes around. As far as my training, workouts have been good. I've definitely stepped it down a lot in regards to intensity, how much I'm lifting. I've just been very, I don't want to say lax, because I'm in a season where I don't need to be lifting super heavy, so I've been taking advantage of this like resting low intensity season, and I think it's paying off. I'm getting to the gym about 3 to 4 times a week, which is what I've been maintaining, I feel, throughout this whole pregnancy, so that's encouraging. I will say I get pretty winded a lot more easily than I did around 23 weeks. So over the last 10 weeks, I will say, like, I get more winded going upstairs. I get more winded walking around. I've been lifting under like 25 pound, 30 pound dumbbells for a lot of things, and it's exhausting. So definitely losing some wind, but that's to be expected because she's getting so big. Y'all, I need to pay attention to how I'm doing these eyebrows, because if you guys were at the last Get Ready with me for gender reveal, you'll know that eyebrows are my least favorite thing to do. Especially because this one has the scar in the middle, so it never fills in like its twin or its sister over here. So we're just gonna, oh boy. We're just gonna roll with this, see how that goes. So I think we're done here. Okay, I'm already sweating. Oh, that's another thing okay, we're gonna carry on with the questions and I'm gonna get to everything. So, been feeling good, energy's good. Next question, body changes. So obviously, y'all can't see, let me lower you a little bit. I'm a lot bigger. Baby girl's really big right now. Like I said, she's measuring at 34 weeks, which is accurate to where I'm at. What else? Yeah, so that's been happening. Oh, also like my low back has had some issues over the last few weeks. I will say what I've noticed the most though is my hips. My hips went through a phase where like they were sore all the time. No matter what I did, no matter how much stretching I would do, no matter how well I would sleep at night, like my hips were hurting so much. Primarily my right side only. My left hip was fine. Like my left hip hasn't given me any issues. It's just my right hip. And I'm assuming that's because it's widening. Obviously when you're pregnant, like your joints are a lot more stretchy and elastic, so they can get more sore as your pregnancy progresses. So it's normal. I just wasn't a big fan because literally there was nothing I could do to make it not hurt. Like I would stretch, I drank water, I wouldn't sit for long periods of time. I even changed like my workout regimen just so my hips weren't used as much, and it didn't do anything. So that was a big body change that I was not a fan of. I will say my acne has cleared up a lot over the last 10 weeks or so. I haven't had as many breakouts, which has been really nice. I don't really know what I'm doing here. We're on concealer right now, so I'm just kind of winging it as I go. Yeah, my acne has cleared up. What else? I feel like I've been saying through a lot of my bump dates to you guys, is that my pregnancy has been fairly regular. Like there's nothing wild going on that I can honestly think, wow, like this is something I need to tell people, besides like my hip pain being super normal. Oh, one thing I did, this is a funny story. I got the little exercise ball, right? Because I'm like, oh, I'm at that time where like I probably should be bouncing on it some or moving my hips some just for like mobility purposes. And I did that, and I didn't realize I was bouncing on that ball for as long as I was. And it wasn't like I was aggressively doing it. Like I was just like steadily watching TV and like bouncing on this ball, which I feel like as a kid, you always did that. And so you subconsciously do it as an adult and you don't even realize. And I was doing that, and then what had happened was, that was the first night I experienced
lightning crotch,
which some of you guys warned me about, saying like, oh, it happens, like be careful, it hurts and all that stuff. And I really think it's because I was bouncing on that ball that it triggered that to happen, because I have not had it since, and I have not bounced on that ball since. Because as soon as that went down, I was like, oh heck no, we're not doing this, because it hurt so bad. For like 20 to 30 seconds, I was like, oh my god, this is so painful. And Wade was there, he had no idea how to help me, he didn't know what to do, and I was like, I don't even know what this is. I'm like, I'm not going into labor, there's no way, but this is intense. And it was definitely a learning curve. So if you have the bouncing ball and you got it early, I would say don't bounce on that thing until maybe like 37, 38 weeks. Like don't bounce on it, maybe roll your hips on it, sure, but definitely would avoid bouncing, because that was terrible. It was not a good time. As far as other body changes, nothing else has really been going on. Just the hip stretching, belly getting bigger. Obviously like chest size is still slightly a little bigger over the last 10 weeks, but nothing of note where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm getting huge. Also, I will say that my small leggings are just now starting to get to where they don't fit as comfortably, but I refuse to buy mediums because I'm almost there. So like I'm not gonna go sit there and buy all these like bigger clothes for the last few weeks of pregnancy just to not need them. And then I guess with body changes, my hunger. So my hunger actually hasn't really increased since getting into the 3rd trimester. I'm still struggling with like feeling full really fast because she's taking up a lot of space in there, which again, like I feel like that's pretty normal. Like I from what I've read, it's normal. It's a normal process. It happens that your body metabolizes and digests food slower to make sure the baby gets all the nutrients, and also the bigger she gets, basically the less room you have because she's squishing on your stomach. So I've really struggled with making sure that I've really struggled with feeling like I'm eating enough, even though my meals are pretty like high in macronutrients. They're moderately like healthy and fueling foods for her and stuff like that. But you know, you can't help but worry as a mom if you're like doing enough for your kid and things like that already. So this is my first time trying setting powder, by the way. I've just found some that I really wanted to try, and whew, I'm trying to put it where all my like creases go, and I'm gonna let it sit for a minute and we'll continue on. Okay, so back to what I was saying about my hunger. It has been low. With that being said, my cravings have also become less frequent and weird. I couldn't tell you really the things I've been craving the last 10 weeks because none of it really is out of the norm of what I've shared with you guys in the past. Put some little concealer highlight under my eyes so I can look awake. Also, I forgot to do that and I need to put setting powder down there, so back to the setting powder we go. But yeah, nothing has really been out of the norm that I can think of. It's just, you know, pregnancy is just pregnancy. It's just flying by. I feel like it's hard to express like what I'm going through because I just don't think it's anything like worthy of note, because it's just, I'm a low risk pregnancy. I have nothing really going on. Yeah, that's really all I got. What else can I tell you guys while my setting powder sets a little bit? As far as updates for her nursery, we still have not finished the wallpaper. You guys, the wallpaper was such a fiasco. I'm using Wall Blush, which is a peel and stick wallpaper, and everything was going well. Well, scratch that. So I cut all the pieces out and I vaguely read the instructions on how to put it up because the wallpaper we got is pretty abstract, so I figured, oh, it doesn't really matter where the pieces go because it's so abstract, like you're probably not going to notice if the panels aren't in order or the right way. That was false. We set ourselves up for failure by putting the first panel on upside down and like the wrong way. And so as soon as we put the second panel on, you could see the distinct line of where the pattern was different. And I was like, oh my gosh, well, there's one mistake. And I was like, oh, that's fine. Like, nobody's gonna look at that corner anyways. Who cares? We'll keep it the same the rest. And so we progressed on about 3 or 4 panels in. And then for some reason, this one particular strip of wallpaper was just not sticking to the wall smoothly. It was bubbling so much, creasing so much. And we undid it so many times that it was no longer starting to stick. Like, I really think it was a user error, not the wallpaper error, because Wade and I both could not figure out how to smooth it out. And so out of frustration and sadness, I like ripped it all off, ordered new wallpaper, and so we're gonna try that again next week. So that's the biggest update with her wallpaper, is it's still not up. But I will say once that's up, I just need a trip to Hobby Lobby and I think I'll be able to finish her room and get it done way before she's even here. Which is the goal, is just to have it done before she's here. And when it comes to like nesting and stuff, I've been cleaning my house a lot, but I wouldn't say I've necessarily been like nesting. Like, I haven't washed any of her clothes yet. I haven't organized her drawers or her closet. One, because we have baby shower today, so there's really no point in doing all that when I don't know all the things I'm gonna get. So I've been waiting for that. So maybe next week will be a big nesting week of just getting things ready for her. But I haven't really been doing much of that either, just cleaning. And I don't think cleaning is the same as nesting. People think that every time I post about cleaning, they're like, oh, you're nesting. And I'm like, no, like I've always been a cleaner. Like, I love having a clean house. It doesn't change just because I'm pregnant. Maybe a lot of other people never cleaned until they got pregnant. I don't know if that's what they're saying, but I always thought that was funny. Oh, something I could touch base on. We're gonna go back to body changes. So I've currently gained, I think I'm at like 35 pounds, 36 pounds so far, which is on track with what I wanna gain because I only wanna gain 40 pounds. Again, like, this is just a goal I have for myself. It's not necessarily something that I'm not starving myself to get there. I'm not avoiding food to reach that goal. It's just like I'm staying active, I'm eating well, drinking water, like just focusing on the things I can control, because at the end of the day, like, my body is going to grow this baby, and if she's really big, I'm going to gain more than 40 pounds, and it is what it is. And the fluids in there, the weight of everything, like, I can't control a lot of things of what's going on internally, but I can control what I do on the outside, which is how I eat, how I train, things like that. So I'm roughly on track, I think, with where she's at in her growth and where I'm at in pregnancy and my weight gain. But I did talk about it a lot on my Instagram because I've had a few women ask like how I've dealt with it and how I've managed it. And it's really one of those things where, one, I'm very surprised I am handling it as well as I am, because for the longest time when I thought about getting pregnant, I always thought like the weight gain was going to be what like ruins the experience for me, because I just, you know, I feel like it's a normal thing to fear about pregnancy. And with the weight gain, like I don't think I've gotten on the scale once and thought, oh my gosh, like I'm a freaking whale. You know, like I haven't thought that at all. I haven't been down on myself with how much weight I've gained. Granted, I have a great support system. Like Wade's been really good about reminding me of how beautiful this process is and stuff like that, which is very helpful. And I don't know, I think also just being able to be active has really helped me mentally, because I know I'm doing something in regards to my weight. I'm not just winging it and saying, oh, it is what it is. So if you're a mom out there and it's kind of scary that you're like gaining weight and you don't know like what a healthy rate of weight gain is during pregnancy, or if you don't know if you're doing enough, like one, I would say if you're being active, any form of activity is better than none. Whether that's a 10-minute walk every day, lifting at the gym, doing pregnancy safe stretching, just any form of activity that gets your heart rate up and makes you feel good, like that's so much better than doing nothing. I will always say that being active and moving is always better than doing nothing, especially if you have the ability to do something. I know some pregnancies, like if you're high risk, maybe you're encouraged to not train as hard or to not do anything super strenuous. That's different. But if you're able to be active, definitely do it. It just helps. It helps a ton. And I also will say the second biggest thing is if you have a bad relationship with the scale and you have a bad relationship with your body image still and you're going through pregnancy, like know your triggers and know what bothers you the most and just avoid it. Like you don't have to weigh in every day. You know, like you don't have to. Especially if, let's say, all your doctor's appointments look great and you're doing really well and nothing seems out of norm, you don't have to weigh in every day. So there's no point in setting yourself up for failure or for feeling like you're not doing enough by weighing in when everything is fine. I feel like I put everything on pretty well today. Put a little bit of eyeshadow just to brighten up the eyeballs. Do that. Let's set this baby. We're gonna set. Okay, let that do its thing. What else while this sets before I put on mascara? What's coming next? Well, after this baby shower and after our appointment on Monday, my next appointment is at 36 weeks, so in 2 weeks, and that'll be where they get up in there and see how I'm doing down there in regards to like if I'm on track of delivering on time. And then I think I go in weekly after that point, which is gonna be insane. I will do my best to document weekly again between now and when she's here, just because I know a lot's gonna be happening and changing over the next few weeks. But as far as that, and then just getting her nursery done, like there's really nothing else going on after today. It's mainly just doctor's appointments and getting her nursery done, which I'm fine with. I'm glad there's not a lot going on for the next few weeks, because then it just makes me feel like I have a little bit more time and control over getting everything ready. You guys, I got an eyelash curler. I haven't used an eyelash curler in like a billion years. Also, it came with these. I don't know if I'm supposed to put this on top. Like, is this a top curling strip? I don't know. No, I don't think so. I think it's just extra in case. Right? Do you guys? Oh my god, this is embarrassing. I don't know. No, it doesn't go up there. Okay, good to know. So I'm about to put on mascara, get dressed, fix my hair. Oh my gosh, you guys, I got 20 minutes. Okay, I can do this. I'm gonna curl these eyelashes, put mascara on, wrap this up, and I'll be right back. Okay, the face is done. I think it looks pretty good. It's gonna get the job done. I'm no makeup guru, but it looks good. Now the goal is to curl my hair, and I'm gonna do like a high or a mid pony because my dress is strapless. So we're gonna curl it a little bit, pull it up, put the dress on, and then we're ready to get out of here. So let's wrap up this little update on how things have been since pregnancy. I'm trying to think what else I usually tell you guys, because I don't have my questions in front of me. Anything that I'm nervous about? I think that was one of my questions. I'm not too nervous about anything, really. I mean, I know it's gonna be weird when like, well, it really just depends, right? Like, I feel like right now I feel pretty good in regards to my nerves. Like, I'm not afraid about delivery. I haven't even thought about delivery in a negative space yet, you know? Like, I'm just excited that we're getting to that point. Oh, I have been dealing with a lot of, like, bittersweet feelings about reaching this point in pregnancy. Like, I've talked about it with Wade some, but I think it's just because I've really loved this journey so far. You know, granted, like, I haven't had a lot of negative symptoms. I haven't had a lot of negative side effects. So, you know, my journey's been pretty easy, and it's been really self-reflective, I think. Like, I've learned a lot about myself and where I'm at mentally towards my body and things like that. And it's just been so cool to watch my belly grow and watch her grow, and I've just loved every bit of it. And so I'm a little sad that we're coming towards the end, but also I'm so excited for her to be here and to meet her and to see her little personality form and stuff. Like, it's just like bittersweet feeling to me, and that's been a little bit of adjusting to, just because I don't want to sound like I don't want her here, because I do, but I've really liked being pregnant, and it's a little sad. I know we want 2 kids, so maybe if I'm fortunate enough to have 2 kids and another pretty simple pregnancy, like, I'll really soak up that last one. But yeah, that's just been something I've been dealing with, is just not being too sad at the fact that she's gonna be here in a few weeks. And then what am I most excited for? I know that was another question. I'm excited for her to be here. I'm excited for her nursery to be done. I'm excited to see everything that she gets from this little, from this baby shower. I'm excited to see all her little clothes and toys, and just to, like, really put it all together for her is super exciting for me. Like, her nursery is going to be probably my favorite thing to do and to complete. I'm excited for postpartum journey. Not enough to where I want to get through pregnancy. Like, I still want to be pregnant. I still want to spend time with baby girl. But I've been really excited about how it's going to be training again and getting back into my groove and things like that. Like, I'm really optimistic about it, and I'm really pumped just for the challenge of getting back to being able to lift heavy and things like that. And I'm really excited to see if I go back to thinking like I have to look a certain way, or if I'm going to stick with this, like, my body does so much that I don't care really what it looks like. I just want to be healthy and in shape, you know? And yeah, I'm excited for that journey and process, because I know it's not going to be easy, especially with a newborn, but I love a new challenge, and it's just pretty exciting to do. And I'm going to curl the rest of my hair, and then I'll make sure to show you guys my dress and stuff before I end this quick little vlog here. And yeah, that'll be it. And maybe I'll show you guys some B-roll of the baby shower, because I'm going to try and bring my camera. Wade's going to take pictures and stuff. Maybe I can vlog a little bit, but I'm going to bring you guys. But we're going to wrap up this video here shortly. Okay, this is the final look. We got Wade back here, just rocking a motive tee, some polo pants, and great shoes. This is my dress I got off Amazon. And then I paired it with some wedges. And I did my hair in a really cute pony with this going on. Okay, and now we're off to the baby shower because we're late.
I wanna take you far away, deep into the country where we can be alone. I